Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the third episode of the Trackmania Live. Today it's a ZrT Cup special because on Sunday at 5 o'clock we're gonna have the finals playing out. One of the guys who has done well at this cup before and once again is looking to do well is the returning son from Australia. It's now back in France. Is Bren. Bren, welcome back and welcome back to France. I guess how is life?
Well, pretty good, pretty good. I can't complain. I have much to do, so I can't complain.
But now that you have been away from France so much, does it feel good to be back, or is the feeling that you're left with now that you miss Australia more than you're happy to be back in France?
Well, I must say I'm happy to be back, but yeah, I miss Australia. I want to go back. I want to go back. Hopefully in a year, but I can't say now. But yeah.
Maybe if Trackmania blows up and we get some Australia events, right?
Hopefully, we'll try at least with a new game, maybe.
But if we then talk about this year's edition of the Cup, tell us about the qualification. How did it went for you?
Well, pretty good, I'd say. I practiced well enough. I started the game on the 4th of July, tried to catch up on all the others, went pretty well, I think. And then I tried to play almost every day. I think I only missed one day since the 4th of July. And then during the Cup, I played pretty good. I'm happy of how I played, apart from a few technical issues that scared me a bit. But apart from that, it was good. It was good. I'm satisfied.
Yeah, this is the first time I speak with you on sort of voice after the game was out. Just quickly sum up, how does the game feel to you? Do you feel that you are as competitive as you was in Trackmania 2 Stadium? Do you like this new game better? How is the new game treating you?
Honestly, I like the game a lot. I had a few troubles at first when I tried ice, for example, or the gliders. It wasn't easy, and I needed to work on it to make it happen properly and try to be good. But yeah, in the end, I think the game is really good. I'm not really convinced with a few things, like the user experience in the menus, the online services and everything, which could be probably improved and will probably be improved in the future. But apart from that, I like the game and I like the gameplay, I like the design and everything. So I'm down. I'm playing a lot, and that's because the game is good.
Yeah, but before the qualification started, I had expectations of actually more sort of new faces qualifying, but in the end we end up with some sort of the same faces. But if you look from your point of view, how convinced were you that you were actually going to qualify before the Saturday even started?
Honestly, almost 100%. It's a bit cocky to say that, but when I get into the tournament, I'm always making sure to be ready and feel ready before my first match starts. And then I just felt confident and I was pretty sure I could qualify. Of course, anything could have happened and I've got destroyed in quarterfinals or even earlier, or even technical issues or anything. But I felt confident. I was like, okay, I will qualify. As much as I would say I will win, but anything could happen and I could get smashed and I could get smashed in semifinals. So yeah, that's just my mindset when I'm coming into tournaments.
Yeah, but if you look at the semifinals, just after the quarterfinals were done and it was announced the semifinals, I did this Twitter poll about who is going to win each semifinal. And it's safe to say that you are the biggest favorite. You have 85% out of the 900 votes. Do you see yourself as that big of a favorite that you essentially are going to walk through Aurel and Papou and ZrT?
No, I'll have to play good. Yeah, luckily I have more people following me, so probably rigs a bit the poll. No, I'm not such a big favorite. Maybe slightly, but they could honestly smash me. If they have good maps, if it's my bad maps, if I'm not in shape, anything could happen again, and they could stop me.
But is this the first time you actually play against ZrT on a high level? You have a strong history with Aurel and Papou because they have also done well at this cup. But I think ZrT is maybe the unknown face for at least a casual fan of Trackmania. But have you played against him before? And if so, how did you do against him?
I think I've never played against him. I knew his name, especially during the training phase, because he has set very good times on some maps, and he was high in the ranking. So I knew who he was. I saw him in the past cups, but it's the first time I'm playing against him, I think. I'm not sure, but I think. So yeah, I'm quite happily surprised.
Yeah,
it's cool.
But if you then look at the other semifinals, some people say that is the hard semifinal simply because you have the name CarlJr, then you have the hype of Gwen coming up. But if you look overall of the 8 players in the finals, Who do you think is the biggest favorite besides yourself to win it?
Well, I'd say CarlJr still, even though Gwen's performance was absolutely insane. Like we were going crazy when he was doing the almost perfect match. But yeah, I still see Carl as a favorite because of the experience, the fact that he's always managing to be the best, and like I just trust him to be the best player in the tournament. But like, yeah, maybe Gwen will be the best. I don't know, and maybe even Yannex could be the best. Or Badlu, like you can't know. Honestly, you can't know. But like, I'd say Carl.
Yeah, and for a fact, this is the first time you head into this cup as a defending champion because you won it with CarlJr last year. But do you still feel like you sort of need to win it as a solo player before you sort of are officially, I don't know, pleased with your performance at ZrT Cup?
Well, I'm not even seeing myself as a defending champion, because like we won with Carl, and I really dissociate like the duo cup and the solo cup. So like I'm just trying to prove that I can win the solo cup and can win the ZrT Cup, because it's very different for me. And yeah, well, I have to win it. Like after so many tries, I have to.
Yeah, but then if you go into the sort of preparation to actually win it, I mean, you have played the maps probably a lot since you qualified, and you qualified in good fashion. But how much are you playing from then the Sunday that you qualified until now, the Sunday that you're going to play the finals? How many hours are you playing every day? Are you taking some days off? How is the preparation going into this finals?
I'm trying to do like Monday and Tuesday. I've played like an hour before my stream and then 5 hours on stream. That's what I did the first 2 days. I haven't played yet today. So that means I will probably stream after that and then practice until maybe 2 a.m. and probably go to sleep after that. And tomorrow and like Friday and Saturday, I will just play way more, I think, like maybe up to 8 hours. Just getting the confidence. And as the ZrT is building a new map, like trying to maybe take an advantage of that because I know I can learn it pretty fast, and I'm probably hiding all the strats on it. Like probably not even streaming the map, probably not like showing anything to anyone. So hopefully it could give me an advantage. So we'll just see. But playing a lot, yeah.
And an important factor in this cup, I think that is not to be underestimated, is that the map pack itself can basically decide who is the favorite. Is there any maps that you feel that maybe you didn't do as well as in the qualification that you now maybe focus on to catch up to? Or are you now focusing maybe on the maps that you already did well on, so you have this sort of edge over the others, that you have a favorite map?
Well, I do have a few maps where I feel very confident, especially compared to the players I'm versing. But yeah, there are of course maps where I wasn't very satisfied during the qualifications, which I will be working on and I've worked on it as well. So yeah, of course, like I can't feel confident on every map, and the map pack will have a huge impact on our match. But yeah, I'm trying to be at least decent on all of them and like pray to have like my favorite maps during the match.
Final question from me before I let you go and then start practicing the new map from ZrT.
Yeah.
Give us a prediction, give us some sort of top 3 if you want to do that. Don't be a boring guy and sit on the fence here. Give us your top 3, and I'm going to ask the others to do the same.
Okay, I have to be cocky then. So I'm putting myself first, and then I'll put like Carl second and Gwen third. But as I said, like I'm not a cocky guy, so like anything could happen, and like I don't know, I can't say anything, but yeah, I hope for that at least.
Well, I hope so as well. I mean, after you won in Lyon, I was looking for that winning interview. But now, if you win this, I'm not going to let you go. If you win the ZrT Trackmania Cup, then it's going to be back to back, because I did an interview with you last year. But
sure.
Thank you so much for stepping up, Bren. And then
No
best of luck to you in the finals. And hopefully, I see you here with some sort of trophy mailed by ZrT.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for the interview.
That's it for Bren. Next one is Papou, and then more people are going to follow that. A little break now, and then we come back soon. Once again, I have a pleasure of welcoming Papou to the Trackmania Live, but this time he's not in the Gamers Origins offices. He's outside enjoying himself. Papou, welcome back. How is life and what are you doing outside?
Hello, good evening. I'm just in my garden actually. I'm home, so yeah, just taking a day off, because it was such a busy life actually. So yeah, just enjoying in life, family. It's really satisfying to qualify every time, even though sometimes it was maybe easier, sometimes were harder. It's always satisfying. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I'm really happy with that.
And talking about the qualification itself, it started really well for you. I believe you won like 5 out of the 6 first matches or even more. But tell us, how was the Saturday for you if you start off there? How confident did you feel once you played sort of the first matches? This is basically a walkover
Yeah,
for the top players.
I mean, yeah, it was like fine for the 5 first rounds. It began quite like later than it used to be. Like maybe last year it began at 1 p.m. This year began at 5, so it was a little bit later. So yeah, the last match was played at like midnight. I was really tired. It was really exhausting, and I was worried about my train because I had some train to take to go home, and yeah, I was like, oh my god, I will not have a train if I yeah, so it was yeah, I don't know, it was strange the last round. So yeah, it was also stressful because the gaps between like round 4 and round 5, then round 6, it was like a level up. So yeah, I wasn't ready, I would say. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, I'm like 21st, and top 6 was true. So yeah, it was exhausting. And so yeah, I tried to come back, and then I failed on last round on Tony Choke. So I lost what you said, 5 spots, 5 places. So yeah, exhausting.
Yeah. But
And
then if you
typical
talk,
warm up, I would say.
yeah. But if you talk then about
Yeah.
the Sunday, it's basically the day when the pros are maybe starting to feel the nerves. Then it's maybe a chance of actually getting knocked out. How confident did you feel that the level that you had on Saturday was going to be good enough to actually qualify? Were you actually more or less, I don't know, did you view it as some sort of expectation to actually qualify, or did you see it as maybe a surprise if you qualified?
I mean, I knew that I had chances to qualify as always, as every ZrT. And I wasn't so confident. I'm never that confident while playing Trackmania, either tournament. So yeah, it was stressful. Stress night as well before that. I mean, yeah, the first one was Monka S. As every one of 16, one of 8 is just about the seed. You just want to have the best seed and don't want to be surprised by other players and be knocked out. So yeah, I knew that I could make it. Round of 16 went pretty well. I finished head of CarlJr. So yeah, it was actually really motivating to finish ahead of him. And yeah, round of 8, I finished well in second place, so that's fine. And yeah, quarterfinals was a little bit, the level was high. I mean, when I saw the quarterfinals, I was like, oh my god. I mean, I played against Glass, who did really well in the tournament, like in the Saturdays and also the Sunday, and Bad Lulu, who is a favorite. So yeah, it was really tough. And Mika is also really good on the ice map. So yeah, that was a tough one, but I mean, I qualified, so it was yeah,
I mean, you even won that quarterfinal, but then if you look
yeah,
at the
somehow.
somehow, I mean, if you look at the semifinal, then now you're gonna play against Bren, Aurel, and ZrT. How do you view your chances against them? I mean, you played against Bren many times at the ZrT Cup. You played against Aurel many times, but how do you see your chances this year against them?
I mean, as usual, I would say I'm not like the favorite of the polls, etc. So yeah, I mean, as always, I can do it. I mean, I know I could beat the likes of Bren, Orel. I don't know about ZrT, but yeah, I think I can do it, even though it's online. So yeah. I mean, it depends on the map pack. I mean, it depends on the form, etc. They are tryharding. I am tryharding, so I think I can do it. I hope I will do it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the polls, I mean, Bren is like an 85% favorite. But me and you both know that every time there's a poll, you're going to be the underestimated dog, and then we'll come to the grand final. But do you think that this may be your year? You've been in so many grand finals before, but you have never actually won it. Do you think this is maybe the highest chance you have had at winning it? Or do you think that maybe you had better chances earlier years?
I think I had better chances. Like in 2018, I knew I just watched the VOD like yesterday. I was well ahead, and then everything fell down in one map. So yeah, I think 2018 could be my year. And I don't know about this one. I mean, I'm not as fast learner as other people could be, like Bad Lulu or Aurel or Gwen. So and thinking about that, like ZrT will is making a map right now, so it will also depend about that. So I don't know. I'm not that confident in winning, but as usual, I will make my best.
Then there's some other semifinal as well. You mentioned a little bit about Gwen, but you also have CarlJr, who has basically won pretty much every time. He won 5 out of 7 times. You have Yonex, who's a new guy, and then you have Bad Lulu. Who do you think is going to be advancing from that semifinal?
I think CarlJr will advance. I mean, I don't really need to explain that, but then I don't really know. I think it will be played out between Bad Lulu and Gwen. I think because Bad Lulu is also really strong this year. Gwen as well, this rising star. And I don't know, maybe Yannex will make the surprise. I mean, he surprised everyone on Ngolo Cactus, the map with the cut at the start. I mean, he did it really well. So yeah, it will be interesting. And also the fact that we are playing online and not offline. Bad Lulu had some trouble playing offline. So yeah, maybe it will be the year of Bad Lulu. We don't know. I hope so, but
But if you then have
yeah,
to sort of view the whole field overall, if you had to name maybe one favorite, who would that favorite be? Is it yourself? Is it someone else? Who is the favorite to win it?
So I don't want to name myself because it's not true after all. But I would say, I mean, that's not really original, but CarlJr.
I mean, ZrT Cup, and then you have a chance to pick someone. I guess you pick CarlJr, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's the best player of all time, so I need to
Yeah.
pick him.
Hmm.
He also looks really strong on the map, so I'm really confident that he will win. So yeah, let's see.
But then, if you just final question from me is that how much would it actually mean to you to actually win this cup? It's one of the big cups. It's basically ZrT Cup and then Trackmania Grand League. That is the 2 big cups. But now it's also a new game. So if you win this cup, you're going to be like the first winner of a big tournament in a new game. How much would it mean to you personally to win the ZrT Trackmania Cup 2020?
And that will be huge, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, finally winning a big tourney, it will be such a succeed for me, and also, yeah, the fact that the game is new. This is the first big competition. It will be like, I don't know. It will be something huge, something really huge. I will also be considered as a favorite. If I win that, I will be considered as a favorite for the following tournament. So yeah, it will be like something really, really huge, really, really, really.
Thank you so much for stepping up, and I guess I see you next to Wednesday as well for another interview. Hopefully, you have then again surprised people, prove the people in the polls wrong that once again Papou is in the grand final, and maybe this year he actually wins it all.
I hope so. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. Let's see you on next Wednesday.
Yeah, I guess so. Next interview up is Yonex. A little break, and then Yonex is coming up. Thank you so much, Papou, and good luck.
Thank you. See ya.
And once again, it's a pleasure to welcome Yonex back. He's now becoming a good friend of this channel. I'm interviewing him more or less every time now. But Yonex, I have to be honest, I'm surprised that you qualified. I did my betting league prediction. I had 7 out of 8 correct. The only one I had wrong was you qualifying. Are you surprised yourself? Did you expect to qualify into now the finals of the ZrT Cup?
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. And hello, everyone. I'm pretty surprised that I got qualified. I was not expecting that, to be honest. But yeah, I did it. I don't know how, but I did it.
But promise me one thing: once you qualified, was it some sort of cheering moment, or was it like still the same Yonex that I saw in Lyon? Like,
It was a
I'm-
cheering moment.
yeah,
I was really hyped, and on stream it was like big time. Many people in the stream. Yeah, that was insane.
Hmm. But then if you go into the qualification itself, maybe before it even started on Saturday, did you have a goal? Was it to have fun with your stream? Was it to maybe reach, I don't know, the 16th final? What was the goal once you started this qualification?
So the first day, I took it like really as a fun moment, because it's the first rounds. Like you don't need to perform that well to qualify. So the first day was fun, and the second day I did a no cam no mic stream. It was the first time I did that, and really focused and played the best I could, and it worked.
Yeah. But remember, or correct me if I'm wrong, but the podcast we did, I remember you saying that you prepared more for Checkmate Grand League than ZrT Cup. Is that the true, or did you eventually, after that podcast, catch up and train a lot of ZrT Cup?
I did both. To be honest, I practiced for both, but after the show match, I trained for 1 week only ZrT Cup, so it helped a lot.
But then if you go into sort of now the semifinals, you are one of the new faces in the semifinal. And to be honest, people are looking at that semifinal as the hard semifinal. You're going up against the greatest player of all time in CarlJr. Then you're going up against Gwen, who's everybody's hyped about now. And then Bad Lulu, who nobody really knows where he is. Can he win it? Is he going to have a good match? How do you view that semifinals? Do you think you have a chance? Are you the underdog? How do you predict that semifinal?
So sadly, I don't think I'm gonna win, because I play versus at first the two favorites, CarlJr and Gwen, and Bad Lulu, when he's trained and offline online, he is a beast. He can really perform well. So looking at my PBs, and I, I I'm gonna try hard and play the best I can, but I don't think I'm not getting it, like thinking I'm gonna win. But
Mm.
we'll see. I might have chances maybe with the new map, because I can for some maps learn it well, like fast. So maybe with that, and I'm training a lot of clutch parts of maps. So maybe if I'm like I can on the only chance I can get is to clutch, in my opinion. Like
Mm.
do like I did on Angolo. Like if you saw
Yeah.
the match. And yeah, we'll see.
Mhm. But isn't that sort of, I don't know, good to sort of come into this semifinal and people are going to be like, oh, CarlJr is ZrT Cup, he's going to win it. And then now it's going to be like, oh, Gwen, he won the quarterfinal in 12 rounds. So people don't expect maybe you to do well, so you can relax and then eventually like, okay, I'm going to surprise these people. So you have no pressure. The only thing you can do is to actually win something.
Yeah, that might go into my side. Like I don't have the pressure they have. Like Gwen is a bit miming this week, but
Yeah.
like yeah, yeah. So maybe he has more pressure, and I can capitalize on that, but I don't think so.
But luckily for the fans, there are going to be 2 semifinals, so it's going to be more matches to follow. If you look at the other match, some sort of from an outside perspective, you have Bren, you have Papou, you have Aurel and ZrT. Who do you think is going to be the two people advancing from that semi-final until the grand final?
So my pick would be Bren and Aurel, but as Papou is training a lot of line, I I I don't know. I can't rate him like, but we always see him in finals and stuff. So maybe he will go into the final.
I see. I mean, the chat is cheering for you. We have hashtag #GoYanu spamming here, so people are behind you. But can you tell people, let's say that you actually end up winning it, how would that feel for you? Because people play the ZrT Cup because, of course, it's big exposure. Of course, it's fun to play against the best players. But for a streamer like yourself, if you actually win it, what would it mean to you? Will your channel blow up? Would you personally feel that you have achieved something? What would a win at this cup potentially mean for you? Have you
I
thought
don't
about that?
know. It's a hard question. I mean, it's I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like you have something to say. Like I did semi-final. Like
Yeah.
for people discovering me this year, they were like, "Yeah, what was your results last year?" I was like, "Yeah, eighth of final." Like it's not that good on paper. And also, I'm in TMGL, but people that follow ZrT don't know much about TMGL. So yeah, that's what I would say. It's and of course it would uh, make visibility for my stream, but yeah, that's the answer I would say.
But something that is important to mention about the ZrT Cup is, I think you brought it up that as well, that the maps can be some sort of important, depending on what map you have. You can sort of be either a favorite on the map itself, or you can be sort of an underdog. Is there some maps that you think that you maybe are the best player on, that you, if you had to pick that, I hope that map is going to come as the last map once it's finalist mode, and then I have the best chance?
Yeah, for the qualifications, I had some better maps than other, and right now I'm trying to focusing on having all the maps. Like so, I'm not going into the semifinal like upset about the map pack. I'm trying to have all the maps at the same level. Yeah, I mean Ngolo and Betites are
The
my
fans have
two
spoken, yeah.
the two maps were not bad, but about Ngolo, I was good on qualifications because I had the strat for the cut. But now that my opponents are training that strat, I'm not good anymore because I wasn't fast on the map. I was just doing the cut, so I was faster. But right
Yeah.
now, the other players are up. Yeah,
Yeah, catching up because now they know the strat, basically, yeah.
exactly.
But I don't know, I have not asked anybody about this, but I can ask you because you are a streamer and you streamed it. Are you allowed to stream the semifinals, or is it going to be ZrT only now?
It's ZrT only now.
Hmm.
I can record and put it on YouTube after. That's what I'm gonna do, but I can't stream live.
But do you know if you're going to do some interviews with him, or is that yet to be announced?
I don't have any idea.
Okay, maybe I should step up and do some interviews live on Sunday as well, right?
Yeah, why not?
But the final question from me, how do you feel now? Are you nervous? Are you feeling it now? Are you going to even feel nervous on Sunday? What are you feeling?
I'm honestly not stressed at all because I'm really going into it like I'm sadly not gonna win because they really are better than me on ZRT map. So I'm not stressed. Maybe on Sunday I will be. Yeah.
Hmm. Just remember the chat that once it was me, Scotty, and someone did a prediction for who is going to be the most improved player of the year 2020. I had my man Yonex being that, and so far it's looking good. Qualifying into the Trackmania Grand League semifinals, and maybe even finals, and maybe even a podium spot at the ZrT Cup. So thank you for doing my prediction, sort of a good service there. So I look somewhat it looks like I know what I'm speaking about, when in reality it's just pure luck, right?
Yeah, you still didn't put me in your bet.
Yeah, I've not put a bet. I mean, you have put a bet, but I have not put a bet.
Yeah, for the ZRT.
No,
You
no, no.
said at first. I
What?
wasn't in your list.
Oh yeah, original. Yeah. I need to give the other people a chance. If I get 8 out of 8 correct, it's gonna be boring, right? Calling me out there. But yeah, I guess it's time to end it when Yonex is calling me out. I guess it's if you want to listen to Yonex more and if you want to speak with him in French, like some of the chat is already doing, you can go to his stream. Yonex, when is his stream starting?
Just after, in 30 minutes, I think. It depends on ZrT.
Yeah.
Like when he finished his map. When he
There we have it.
finishes his map.
Yeah. So Yonex is going live tonight if you want to watch him there. And I guess Yonex is coming back next Wednesday to speak about when he surprised everybody and knocked out CarlJr, right?
Why not? Yeah.
But thank you so much for stepping up once again. I feel like I'm bothering all these players with asking them to come back every time, but you step up and hopefully you'll step up next week as well.
It's a pleasure and thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much. Next interview is Aurel. A little break, then Aurel is coming up. One of the guys who has one of the best history at this cup is the guy who's joining now. He has also joined previous Trackmania Live. So Aurel, it's a pleasure to welcome you back to this Trackmania Live. Now you have qualified, so congratulations on that. How does it feel and welcome?
Well, it's a pleasure for me as well. and it feels great to be there once again. Like I told you last week, like I
Yeah.
will made it, so I'm here. So yeah, honestly, I'm quite happy to be there and to be in the top 8 once again of the ZrT Cup. So that's quite good, and I'm
Mm.
happy of it.
Yeah, you are a man of your word. You promised to make it, and now you make it. But if you look at the qualification itself, it was like all the top players were winning their servers pretty early on. But it was a while until you started winning. You started winning, I think it was like round 6 and 7 and such. How did the qualification go for you?
Yeah, and I think I get second every time on every server, like because every time that I got like a server, I always had a great and very good opponent. Like most of the time, I had CarlJr in my group. Like I think on 7 rounds, I played it like 5 times, so it's quite a lot.
Yeah.
And the other time was Bad Lulu. So yeah. So even if I get second on every round, I'm still pretty happy of what I did. Since every first run, I'm still focused, but I'm not aiming to win the match, or I just want to play great and to be confident about my gameplay and also about the level of the other player. So that was a pretty good qualification phase for me, and I was quite happy of what I did in the first
Mm.
day, at least.
Yeah, I mean, for the top players like yourself, the first day it's going to be like just testing yourself, just having fun and not maybe exhausting yourself. But if you go into the Sunday, then
Oh, rip.
I mean, we survived a little bit without disconnection, but of
It's the
course, we have
first
to
one.
have
It's
some
fine.
problems.
It's fine.
No Trackmania live without some disconnection problem. But what I was about
Yeah.
to say, like the Saturday for you is basically just a walk in the park. But then once the Sunday comes, you know that if I have a bad match now, I can maybe even get knocked out. Were you starting to get nervous, or was you confident about what you did on Saturday compared to the others? That okay, if I just drive normal, I will actually qualify.
Well, as you said, on the day two, like obviously you are way more nervous. Like the day one, I wasn't even focused because I was playing with some other friends, Balulu, for example, and the team. So yeah, I was having fun the first day without any stress, and it was quite fine. And the second day, you know that the level is of course higher, and as you said, if you are doing a bad match or yeah, don't have the map pack in your hands, everything can go wrong, and that's not a really good thing. So obviously, it's way more stressful situation. But yeah, I still did great, I think. And the first round, like I was quite confident and wasn't even stressed. But in the end, the quarter, I guess, I was like for no reason, I was like so nervous because it's the last match of the day and it's the last match in order to get top 8. So it's the last door to cross. So yeah, I was stressed, even if I know that I was doing good, I was confident about my level, but I have still this thing that saying that I can have a bye match and someone can have a great one and can beat me. So, but in the end, I still made it, even if my quarter was, I think, my worst match of the world qualification. But it was still enough to make it. So still happy of it, and I really hope that I will play better next week.
But if you look at the overall qualification, how much of the other players did you sort of follow? Do you think that you have a good view about who is looking the best, who will maybe be like an underdog, and if so, who do you think looked the best in the qualification? If you had a look at the other players,
From the qualification, uh, I didn't even check that. I've just seen that Glass, who didn't made it, was
Mm.
doing really great in the skillification. He was always almost first on his server. Maybe because of the point system was better for him because he was way more consistent and a bit less faster. But then we have all the top 8, obviously. I mean, we have Carl. Since I've play him a lot, I know where is good and where is not. But yeah, all the top 8, obviously, top 8, I mean, is doing fine. So we
Mm.
will see.
Yeah, if you then start talking about your semi-final, you're gonna go up against two players that you've played against a lot in the ZrT Cup, simply because the three of you are. I mentioned you three as three of the four big ones together with CarlJr. But then you have Sarah as well, who's maybe like a new face for the casual fan. How do you think that the semi-final between you, Bren, Papou, and Sarah is gonna go? Do you think that you are one of the favorites? Do you think that Bren and Papou is the favorite. Who do you think is gonna eventually qualify?
I guess the level is quite stuck since all of us made it to the final at least, even Ons. And I know Bren and Papou quite well. Like we are playing a lot together, even more in the past. So it will be really fun, a really fun match and quite stuck as well. About XrT, I don't really know about his level. I mean, I know that he's getting faster and faster in this new game, but I haven't seen him a lot during the qualification. So we will see. Maybe he will be even more stressed and it will be hard for him to handle the pressure. Or maybe he will be a beast because he's like so happy to be there and he will try to knock out like at least one of us. So we will see. But
Mm.
I think Bren, I mean, still have a bit of upper end above Papou and I.
Yeah. But if you then look at the other semi-final, people are obviously already talking about the battle between CarlJr and Gwen. Do you think that they are going to be the ones that qualify, or do you think that Yonex and Bad Lulu can maybe knock one of them out and potentially maybe both?
Yeah, potentially. I hope for Balulu that he will make it, but it will be really hard for sure since we know that CarlJr will be even better than previous week. Like he's training a lot and he's always stepping up for the last in the last days. So and we have Gwen that made a really huge last match. So yeah, obviously I would say that Carl and Gwen still have the upper hand. It will be really hard for them to get beaten by Yannex and Balulu, but we never know since I know that Yannex is playing a lot, he's training a lot the few days. Like we've seen him like training a lot. He want to like he's still there, so he's happy, but he want to make it. And Balulu as well. It's online, so everything can happen.
Yeah, that match in your match is going to be. I mean, I'm already looking forward to it. But if you, as a player, you have been in the semifinal before, you have been in a final before. Last year, you placed second with Pack, but you have yet to claim this title. I mean, CarlJr has won it 5 out of 7 times. But is this the year that you beat CarlJr? Is this the year that you beat everyone and take that title that I guess people are waiting for you to actually win?
I hope I will, even though I think that I'm not feeling as good this year as some other years. But yeah, obviously I will try. I'm still training. I've trained too much in the qualification, but I know that he will do another map, so I will train this even a lot at least. And the like 2 days before the event, I will train a lot in order to be confident. But yeah, I mean, it's everything can be possible, and we've seen like last year, I wasn't even expecting to win it, and I was so close, like even one round to win it with Pack. So I can make it, obviously, but I'm not thinking about it. Like I know that I'm thinking a lot. I won't be doing that great. So that's what happened in my quarter, for example. And if I'm playing like without any stress, like I did it, or like I do in my training, I know that I'm really consistent and I'm really good. So I will try to be relaxed for the semi and the final if I'm in it. So maybe it will happen, but it will be really hard with the level we have tonight and the World Cup.
Yeah. Final question for me. Last time you were on, you made a promise that you were going to qualify and come back. What is the promise that you're going to make now before you come back next week again?
Uh, I don't have any. I mean,
Oh,
I
but
already
you're coming back, right?
yeah, I will. I will. I mean, I already did one, so it's still nice. So we will see. I mean, I'm hoping the best for me and for Bad Lulu to make it to the final because he's hard stuck in the semi-finals since like 4 years now.
Yeah.
But I hope for a final and obviously a great match and a great performance by myself. So yeah,
All I can do is wish you the best of luck. And once again, thank you for stepping up and
thank
doing
you.
this interview. And hopefully, I see you next week with a positive result.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you again for the interview.
There we have it. The next interview up should be Gwen. But before that, a lot of people are in the chat. Let's see if we can reach 2,000 subscribers on YouTube before we do on Twitter. I'm gaining fast on Twitter, so you need to hurry up. Press that subscribe button. 90% of the people that are watching my videos are not subscribed. Aurel, are you subscribed?
I am.
There you have it. So do like
Yeah.
Aurel, subscribe. But yeah,
Yeah,
next
just
interview
subscribe.
up is Gwen, and then after that, CarlJr. A little break now. And our next guest is maybe the biggest favorite to win it, at least after his performance in the quarterfinal. I'm lucky enough to be joined by Gwen. Gwen, first of all, welcome to the Trackmania Live. How do you feel?
I feel good. Yeah,
And if you talk about what the performance you had there, but first of all, how does it even feel to qualify into the finals? How do you feel after qualifying?
it's the second time I qualify to the finals. This year there won't be any Zenith or something like that, but it's still a very good achievement to reach for a Trackmania player.
Let's say, are you more happy this year than last year, or was you happier last year with qualifying?
I was up here last year because there was a Zenith. So
Yeah, that's understandable.
yeah.
But if you go into the quarterfinal and that performance, you won it in 12 rounds. The fastest you can win in Trackmania when it's 100 points is 11 rounds. To me, that is one of the best performances I have seen. Are you surprised by your own performance, or did you maybe expect to be that dominant?
I'm very surprised about my performance because this wasn't a very I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, no
But
problem.
yeah, it's been a long time that I never play like that. So yeah, I'm very happy, and I hope I will play like that this week.
Do you think is that your best performance ever, or?
Oh yeah.
If you said no, I would be surprised. But one of the biggest stories before we started this cup was that your PC got hacked on Saturday. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what happened actually?
So I was on stream, and 10 minutes before the start of the cup, my PC crashed. At the beginning, I thought this was a normal PC crash. Then when I restarted it, my iPad began to disconnecting every second. This never happened before. So I restart my PC, and at this moment I knew that the problem comes from something else, that my PC, because I saw a message who was saying unlucky for the ZrT.
But did you notice anything during the event? Because this was before the event. But did you notice anything during Saturday and Sunday?
No, nothing.
Okay. Do you think that that can happen in the finals, or?
I hope no, but I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know. Yeah.
yeah. But if you look at, I said that maybe you are the biggest favorite, and I think many people now view you as the biggest favorite simply because the performance you had in the qualification. But do you think that you are the biggest favorite, or who do you think is the biggest favorite to actually win this cup?
I don't think I'm the biggest favorite. From what I've seen during the qualifications, I think the biggest favorite today is Carl. But Bren and Aurel are also very strong. But yeah, Carl is the biggest favorite for me, like each year, by the way.
Yeah, if you talk about CarlJr, he has won it 5 out of 7 times. So if you beat him, you will be one of the few. Have you ever played against CarlJr in a final before?
No, never.
And a semifinal?
Never as well.
But what would it mean to you to actually win this cup? I think this is if you look at the numbers this cup achieve, it's by far the biggest, and I can imagine being French is even bigger. How would you feel if you win this cup, and what would that mean to you?
It means that I've learned about my mistake last year, and it means that I came back stronger.
And this will be your biggest win, right?
Oh yeah.
But just a quick question, because I asked people what they would pick if they could pick winning ZrT Cup or Trackmania Grand League. Now you're also in Trackmania Grand League. What if you can pick one event? What event would you like to win?
TMGL. Yeah.
You think that is higher than ZrT this year?
I don't know, but it can be bigger.
And final question from me, it's only 1 week between the qualification and the finals. So then the question is, how much will you actually train this week? How many hours are you going to put into it?
I don't know, but I will train a lot, obviously. But I filled out my goal, and so I won't train as much. Now I'm going to play as I know how to do, and we'll see.
Thank you so much for stepping up and doing this interview. If you end up winning it, you're coming back to do another interview, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you for stepping up, and good luck in the finals this Sunday.
It's time to welcome the most successful player at the ZrT Trackmania Cup. He is a defending champion. He has won it 5 out of 7 times. Once again in the semi-final, 8 times it's possible to qualify for semi-final, and it's 8-time CarlJr is in the semi-finals. Carl, welcome back. Like I said, once we did the podcast, I will be bothering you, but this is your fault. Now you qualified once again. You're here again. So first of all, welcome, man. How is life?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm doing good. I qualified last weekend, so everything works perfectly for me right now.
But if you go before the qualification, how sure were we actually once the Saturday started that, okay, I'm going to be one of the 8 players that qualify?
Oh, I had no idea. That was my objective actually to qualify. So it depends on basically who you play in the quarter finals. And I had an okay match. I didn't have the worst match, so I was confident at that point.
But until the quarterfinal, is it like, do you feel any nerves, or is it just fun until you really feel it maybe in the quarterfinal?
Nah, I'm always nervous. And yeah, before the tournament, I know there are a lot of good players, so I don't know if I'm able to manage to do top 8. But then you just focus on your own matches, and you are like, okay, I can beat those guys specifically, and you just go with that.
And if you look at the level in the quarterfinals or in the tournament itself, are you surprised by it in a positive way? Maybe you expected people to be better in a new game. How would you say that the level overall in the qualifications were?
The level overall was good. Like the level of the average player, there were like so many players registered for it. But the level at the top was a bit worse, I think, because a lot of international players didn't do it or didn't practice the maps enough. So I feel like a lot of the top players didn't, well, were not there at all. So it was a bit easier to qualify since these guys were not there.
And if you look at the people in the semifinal now, 6 out of the 8 have already been in the semifinal before. Personally, I expected to see new faces up there simply because it's a new game and maybe some people took it more serious. But are you surprised by maybe some of the old names like you, Bren, Papou, and Aurel has basically been there every time now? But are you surprised that maybe it's not many new faces qualifying? Basically, only ZrT that maybe the community doesn't know too well.
Yeah, but ZrT already was in the quarter and we had the worst match last year. He was with me, Bren, and Matt and Rivo that we both did top 3 at the event. So they could have made it last year. So ZrT is not new at all, and I'm not really surprised that that it's always us because we always put so much time and so much energy in that competition.
But let's get into now. On Sunday, it's going to be a new playoff. Now it's going to be online again. I mean, you won 2 online editions before, but since then, all the all the finals have been played offline. How do you feel now heading into the finals? Do you feel any nerves? Do you feel excited? What is your personal view about these finals?
Well, I really like to reach grand final now, so that's my objective, to make the match 1, to go through the match 1. And after, it's a bonus. So if I get a podium, it's a bonus. But right now, my main objective is just to go through my semifinal. That will be extremely difficult because of the players that are there. But yeah, like I never aim for the win when I play. I always try to reach the next step, and once I'm in the grand final, if I am, hopefully, then I just do everything I can to win it.
And if you look at your semi-final, I think people see that as maybe the harder finals. It's you, it's Gwen, it's Bad Lulu, and it's Yonex. If you look at those 3 players, who do you see as the strongest contender to maybe knock you out even of the tournament?
Well, it depends on the map pack, obviously, because it has always been like that. Bad Lulu already beat me in the tournament. He really he beat me by a lot in the round I played, so of course he can beat me again. Gwen Gwen did a sick performance in his quarterfinal, so then again he can do that again, and if he does, well, he'll win the whole tourney. And then you have Yannex, who's extremely good on some maps that can go through as well. And I have some good maps and some bad maps, so it really depends on the map pack.
And if you then look at maybe the player field overall, if you had to name one contender for you, maybe one player that maybe take the throne away from you, who would you say is your personal favorite to actually win it besides yourself?
It's tough to say. It's between Bren and Gwen. I would go for Bren because he has the experience and he knows how to drive those grand final. But then again, if Gwen plays like he did, he'll win the whole thing. That's for sure.
You have won it 5 out of 7 times. You've then been basically up the top of every single event since the start. So if I ask you this, how secure have you been previous years to actually win it compared to how you feel about this year? Let's say last year, were you more confident about winning, or are you more confident this year? How would you compare this year compared to other years before you get into the
Well,
final?
last year we were so confident because it's dual mode, and on paper we were the top 2 players. So like even if we failed so hard, I think we could still have won it. So last year I was so confident because I was with Bren. 2 years ago, there was that new trial map against Bren. On paper, I wasn't the best, but I did what I could in the grand final, and I managed to win it. So right now, my confident, my I don't know how to say that word in a noun, but whatever. It's like probably at the same as 2018. I know I'm not the favorite on paper, but I'll give my best to reach the top again.
Thank you so much for stepping up, and don't be surprised if next week I will call you again. Maybe hopefully like it was in Strasbourg, a winning interview, maybe like in Lyon doing a 4 a.m. a winning interview. But thank you so much for stepping up and good luck once again in a ZrT Trackmania Cup final.
Thank you so much.
So that's it for this episode of the Trackmania Live. Hope you enjoyed 6 out of the 8 players. And just for the record, I tried to invite Bad Lulu on, I tried to invite Sarah on, but they both declined the offer. So let's see, maybe I get them to do an interview after the cup is over. If you like what I do, then press subscribe. Already next week, I'm going to do another Trackmania Live, probably with some sort of the same players, the winner of the ZrT Cup, the second place, the third place, pretty much everything. And if you like ZrT Cup content, I'm trying to do interviews with ZrT as well. I'm doing some prediction video tomorrow, some top 10 ZrT Cup moments on Saturday. So please consider at least subscribing. 90% of the people that is watching my channel are not subscribed. So let's see if we can reach 2,000 subscribers on YouTube before on Twitter. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's also Eirik Holdal. And it's been a pleasure. And thanks to S, who has been in the background producing this episode. Even though she spelled my name wrong, I'm going to forgive her for that. But for now, that's it. And hope you enjoy the Sunday. And if you want more content from me, final thing, I'm going to do some sort of live on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Me and Turbo is going to preview the final and have some fun, go through the history, do some favorite moments, and do some final predictions. But until then, enjoy and see you on Sunday.